Wow, what's going on, sports fans? It's 1:34 p.m. and I'm still trying to deal with my dog. Welcome to the griever named John Weaver, which would be me out in Roseman, California. Excuse me. Some things I still have to fix around here, especially when it comes down for computer equipment. All these nice, lovely power cables and wires and stuff. Oh my God, they're a pain in the ass, aren't they? It's still the 24th of June, 2023, 1:34 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Oh, we are dealing with it. Earlier this morning, I was talking about the Wagner. Well, apparently, the guy in charge of it said that he's not going to touch Moscow. Isn't that wonderful? He's not going to touch Moscow. Well, that's cool. What else is going to happen? Because I was trying to figure out if this guy was good or not. And the problem is, after hearing the things that he's done, including how to interfere with the United States government by screwing up with our elections, who's the devil that you like and who's the devil that you really despise the living crap out of? And at this point, it would be I despise the crap out of Putin. But if I'm going to have some kind of asshole out there going to be screwing us over one way or another, it might as well be the devil we know and not the devil we don't know. They're still doing the blame game here. Putin is saying that Wagner's ready to do a coup, and then Wagner's saying Putin's doing something to them. Killed a lot of their soldiers, so it's retribution for something. So basically, they're trying to square things up, and Putin's telling Wagner to go to Belarus and stay there, or at least the lead of them. I don't know what the hell they got going. They're so screwed up. It's not even funny. How is a catering guy become a military chief? And how does he get so damn good at screwing over our voting systems one way or another? But their mercenaries are making their point and getting the hell out of there. So now you got regular troops. But they did take a little territory. Now they're moving off to Belarus. I don't think so. I don't know what the hell these guys are going to do. Kremlin doesn't want to pursue the damn matter. They want to save face. They want the war to be won about Ukraine. They don't need this damn distraction. And I'm checking the little headlines that they've got going on in the news right now as it is. If the guy who did the Wagner thing, if he actually had gotten a coup going and actually took over Putin, it's considered he's worse than Putin at this point over here of what the hell he's done. The atrocities that Ukraine has pinned on the Wagner group and the head guy. He's considered the worst of the lot. Would I trust him? No, not any one of them. Ukraine's still stuck with Putin. And what the hell he's going to be doing? And Wagner, I don't know what they're going to do with this guy. But I am going to probably catch at it on the 2 o'clock edition of whatever news it is so I can find out what's going on. Because this does have something to deal with our voting systems. This does have something to do with our current election systems and our democracy at this point. This is becoming too intense. Democracy is threatened by both sides, outside forces and internal politics. They always said that democracy was the weakest government, and yet still enduring. And it's still scary as hell to deal with. It's scary as hell to deal with the internal politics because we want things our way and not by the other guy's way. And when you have that taste of power and then no responsibility, or ignoring responsibility, but you got the power, now you're ready to threaten people with it and tell them that, you don't matter anymore. We do. I remembered what happened 2016, actually 16 through to 19. When we had elections for the midterms, how screwed up it was because for 2017 through 19, Congress didn't get any bills done because it was so damn divided. First 2 years, you had groups going after each other. We want this, we want that, we want this, we want that. Didn't happen. And then you get the Senate in control of the Democrats, but the House was still... No, actually the House was in control with the Senate Democrats, and the Senate was still GOP or Trump controlled. And nothing got done. We barely got the debt ceiling raised, and we were actually able to get a bill passed so we can stabilize the world's economies. When we are one of those kind of economies out there that people depend upon, we had to get something going. But the Trumplicans wanted chaos. All show, no substance. They act like they're in control and scaring the hell out of people left and right. We got the same shit going on right now as it is. It's not the ringleaders or the cheerleaders. It's the people in the stands I'm more worried about because they're listening to this shit. They're about to put us in a more chaos than we realize because people listened and they obeyed. I had seen stuff on YouTube, even though they may have been presented by the zeros and ones, sometimes they worry me. They worried me. Try going to an evangelical church and you start hearing this guy preaching about death and destruction that you must do in order to please God and Jesus because they said so. A guy on the stand is telling you to do this kind of shit. No matter how many people are going to take this asshole seriously enough, even if it just takes one asshole to do it. And we already got the results left and right. We got the hate groups out there trying to nail people left and right. Trying to take a gun to people's heads and blow them off. Meanwhile, the politicians are saying with more thoughts and more prayers, but we won't do anything concerning about the guns. Outside of the conflicted states of America, we've got forces out there who are breaking into our computer systems left and right, possibly screwing up with our voting systems. I don't mind paper ballots. I can do paper ballots. I can mark a pen on a paper ballot. Can't change that damn thing without whiteout. So I am going to turn on the news and see what else is left going on these days. I'm going to put you on pause. Okay, so what I've been trying to learn. Wagner has been given a deal. Keep the troops on the battlefield and get the leader retired. Is it going to happen? The leader of the Wagner group has been involved in several, hell of a lot of countries, including screwing around with the United States. I seriously doubt he's going to be sitting in the sidelines. But he was also admitting it to other people that he is responsible for screwing around with our elections. He sees potential in Trump because Trump is a fool and buffoon and he knows it. Putin thinks Trump's a fool and idiot and knows it. He's playing him for the chump that Trump is. And every other politician that follows him. So now it's the feeling that there could be Russian collusion if they can only find more of it, if they can find it and prove it, and that they are colluding with the United States government and their representatives in the Senate. That's a hell of a stretch. We always had a problem concerning about foreign influences on democracies. And the thing is, what Aristotle kept trying to tell us is, yes, even democracies are vulnerable to things like this. They have a frailty in with them. Votes can be influenced. People can be colluded. And we're seeing it. We've been seeing it. But I know they had the conspiracies out there saying about a deep, deep, dark state out there. No, that I don't believe. No. I'm sorry. I'm not that twisted enough on that one. But I will believe that Russia is involved in having our government system collapse. And puppet regimes can be put into place if they're not already. It is how our, and this might be considered a conspiracy, but these are my own thoughts on the situation with what information I am trying to get through what they call the corporate media. Or whatever I can get, whatever I can understand and learn about. And not from other extreme groups from both left and right and middle. Progressives want to make sure that they are outside, but they're not. They're still part of the system. They're still part of democracy because they're one voice of democracy. What scares the hell out of me is if they are paper trails, then we have to keep asking our government officials and we have to keep them accountable. We have to. But we're not going to be because we're already screwed up in the heads right now as it is. We're not going to pursue it. And we are in so much in deep guano, it's not even funny. They say election systems have been rigged by other people in the States. No. No, I don't believe the voting tampering within our own parties, except if we're going to be influenced by other government systems to do so. But now I'm starting to think about being paranoid about anything and everything, which turns me into one of those nut jobs out there. But I'm still have to question because I must. Back to the news. I'm going to put you on pause. Well, they had one of the CNN reporters out in London who's um, very knowledgeable about Russia and about the Russian language. And she's been around the networks, so she's very well trusted. And she's getting as much information as she can, and how the public is still confused as hell about what the hell's going on and why Putin's doing this in the first place. They listen to the propaganda, and they're still not quite convinced that Putin is still up and up. They're also scared that Russia came very close. Actually, Moscow came very close of getting invaded. And that's what terrifies them, is that their home place is getting touched. What was it, about a few weeks ago? They actually had a drone strike in the Russian capital. And at night, that they actually had, there was an explosion that caught people's attention. And it was done on in their territory, in their capital city. And Ukrainians originally claimed no responsibility, but I believe they actually did. And if they did declare it, they're telling Russia the war's come home. If there are Russian sympathizers, then they also feel the same situation right there. That there's going to be more of an escalation before anybody else realizes. And that people are going to be hurt. But damage was not done to hurt people. It was just to get their attention. And they got attention, all right. And Putin's scared. Wagner came up and almost knocked on their door on Moscow. And I'm pretty sure that this is definitely going to be playing out in our political candidates out there who are still struggling on what they want to do if they still want to continue their madness and trying to become the president of the United States, or at least part of Trump's nation. And it still pisses me off because Trump Nation is nothing. Yeah, I said Trump Nation because it might as well be like that. Still thinking and acting the same damn way, and it scares the hell out of me what we're doing right now. I'm going to continue to monitor. I'll post another video when I can. More of my thoughts about this. Just incredible.